Okay, copy. The next is to mate P5 to J5. Okay.
September 20th, 2006.
Good connector. Okay, and of course your next is the outboard one, H12. Yep, that's from no kidding.
Space Shuttle Atlantis prepares to come home. Its crew has spent the last 12 days assembling the International Space Station. Then something happens that no one expects.
Okay. Houston, Atlantis. Go ahead. There's some kind of reflective structure.
Mission Control asks Commander Brent Jett to describe what he sees.
A structure that's definitely not rigid, or it's not a solid metal structure. Doesn't look like anything I've ever seen on the outside of the shuttle. That's for sure.
Mission Control take remote control of the payload bay camera. That's when things start to really get interesting.
Okay, we're seeing 3 or 4 objects.
No, there are 3 objects.
Strangely enough, at that point, you have multiple objects, 3, 2 more that join in and essentially form some sort of triangular formation.
For 20 minutes, Atlantis tracks the flashing lights across the sky, beaming images back to Mission Control.
They're going over the video that you guys sent down.
The video is looked at right away, and engineers jump on it right away. Find out what it is.
When news of the sightings reaches the media, it causes a sensation.
Everyone's buzzing about these 3 objects that we're seeing.
We're awash with stories about unexplained craft, but when you get these from astronauts, you pay a little bit more attention.
In the lore of what are termed unidentified flying objects, one of the most iconic shapes in all of that is the triangle, so this fits the bill.
Based on the way the objects are moving, NASA assumes this is space debris reflecting the sunlight.
You are flying through a vacuum, so things that are out in space will generally tend to hang out together. Having 3 objects, you always have a triangle.
But not everyone agrees with the official explanation.
NASA's explanation of space junk, to me, is just, just ridiculous. They should be able to recognize what space junks are. These guys are astronauts, okay? They're trained for this.
But NASA really does suspect they're tracking space junk. And they're worried. Because 3 years earlier, shuttle debris brought down the Shuttle Columbia.
Following what occurred on STS-107 when we lost the Columbia, NASA is very interested in tracking virtually every piece of debris.
NASA fears the Atlantis is seeing a critical piece of its hardware that's broken off.
In Mission Control, we really want to get pictures like this of anything floating nearby any shuttle, especially if it appears to have come off the shuttle. This kind of warning that was missed in 2003 are the warnings you want to get every time, and you want to find them out, you want to see them, you want to report them, and you want to react to them.
Unsure what these unidentified objects are, NASA doesn't take any chances.
They've decided that based on this object that we saw, that we're going to wave off tomorrow. So our next deorbit opportunity is going to be on flight day 13.
Atlantis, we copy.
NASA delays the landing so they can check that Atlantis has not been compromised.
This is Mission Control Houston during this survey to confirm the integrity of Atlantis' heat shield.
In this case, it looks like it's more likely to be an incidental object broken free accidentally from the shuttle. And I believe that's in the end the NASA decision.
One day after first sighting the mysterious flashing lights, STS-115 is finally cleared to land.
15,400 miles an hour. Altitude 225 feet.
When they later examine Atlantis, NASA confirms that it was hit by a micrometeorite.
Touchdown.
Welcome back. Congratulations on return to assembly.
No one knows if this was related to the triangular formation spotted by the crew. But NASA's caution brings the shuttle safely home.
Atlantis was a terrific ship. It was real critical that she perform well, and she did.
Kitt Peak Observatory, Arizona. Astronomer Jim Scotty hears reports of an unusual-looking comet streaking through space. He decides to take a look.
I set up with my 1.8 meter telescope and take some images. And in fact, it does have sort of a weird look.
The object is unlike any comet he's ever seen.
It's got a long, narrow tail and a little funny business going on around the head of the comet. It's really hard to tell exactly what's going on, but something is interesting there.
The fuzzy image appears to have a probe-like arm reaching out from the main structure. News of the bizarre object hurtling through our solar system prompts NASA to take a closer look, using the most powerful tool in its arsenal, the Hubble Space Telescope. Images from its giant 8-foot mirror are sent directly to NASA scientists. What they see is completely unexpected.
When you first see it, you think, well, that can't be normal. That can't be natural.
We all step back from the screen, and in every image, it's there. It's in the shape of an X. It's an X in the sky.
Little X going on.
Very peculiar.
The X shape isn't commonly found in astronomy.
Why does it look like an X?
It doesn't look like something that was made naturally.
The object is traveling at 11,000 miles per hour.
Is it some kind of construction? Is it some kind of spacecraft?
The giant X is more than 1,500 miles across. No machine remotely like it is manufactured on Earth. But it also doesn't resemble any known natural phenomenon. Astronomer J.J. Cavallars puzzles over the evidence, concluding that the intersecting structure is a result of a freak event, perhaps a collision between two asteroids.
When you do the simulations, we see that impacts that would have resulted in such a structure being formed.
But this remains only a theory.
There's more that we don't know than we do know. That's just the nature of the universe.
We may never know if the glowing X moving through space at 15 times the speed of sound is a sign of extraterrestrial life.